morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where and when you are watching this video. Welcome back to Never Regret Projects. I'm your host. In today's episode of What the Hell Have I Gotten Myself Into, I'm going to introduce you to a new project. This is not going to be something that I normally do on this channel. Usually I'll work on a project for 2 or 3 weeks, maybe a month, and then I'll introduce you to another project. And don't normally introduce projects back to back. But because of the date and the week that it is, this is a special occasion. On any week that has October 25th in it, or any week that has May 2nd in it, I'm going to be talking about this particular project. And that project I like to call the Burb. The Burb is a 1981 Chevy Suburban. It is a K20. K indicates four-wheel drive. For those of you that don't know, it has front lockout hubs. It's got ugly ass white paint job. It's got dings. It's got dents. It's got rust. It's a Northern California truck. I expect nothing less. This is a former California road crew truck, county truck, if I remember right. Hence the yellow color. Ugly ass yellow. I hate it. And as you can see, there is no motor in this. This came from the factory with an SM465 and a 350 4-bolt main. This project was inherited, and I plan on finishing it. It is a barn door Suburban. I have no problems with the barn doors. It is what the previous owner wanted. Therefore, it is what we will be building. And it will be staying barn door. I've had this project for 8 years and 1 day. Today is October 26th. Like I said, it's got cancer. It's got dings. You want to talk about bad cancer? Yeah, this whole quarter panel is just real full. Wherever it was a Northern California truck. And yeah, it's just bad. And if you look real close in the right light, you can still see the logo in the paint. Whoever repainted it didn't sand it down well enough. That's okay. That does us a favor, because I'm going to sand that down and find out what the hell it says. As you can see, the rockers got rust in it. Both of them. Actually, all 4 rockers got rust in them. The doors are dinged. They creak. They rattle. It's your typical everyday 81 custom deluxe. I hate this front end. I seriously hate this front end. The previous owner didn't give a damn about the front end because, like me, front ends can be changed. Him and I are in agreement with that. I do have a 1990 full-size square front end to put back on it. I hate that bumper. I hate the lights in it. It's just freaking ugly. I hate it. Can you tell I hate it? Because I can tell I hate it. The plan for it is to put one of these two 6.2 Detroits in it. Both are supposed to run. This one right here was pulled out of a motorhome in a junkyard. That one, which I have the complete under the hood wiring harness for, was pulled out of a 1982 Chevy Suburban. What a coincidence, huh? This is the hood off the 82 Chevy Suburban. I got it because at the time it had a good hood ornament on it. Not quite so much anymore, thanks to my damn horse. I appreciate him. Fortunately, I am able to acquire parts, so I did. I bought a new hood ornament for it that says 6.2 diesel on it. This motor, like I said, is supposed to run, and so does that one. Both motors had automatics in them. I am going to have to pull the flywheels off and put a standard tranny flywheel in it because that truck is staying 4-speed. My truck came from the factory with a 4-speed. It's staying 4-speed. Well, it's going to stay stick. It may not stay 4-speed. For now, I have a 4-speed transmission to put in it. That's what's going back in it. If I can find a 5-speed out of one of those, I will be getting it. So if anybody has a 5-speed manual out of a second-gen Dodge that is 4-wheel drive, that transmission isn't shot, and the transfer case isn't shot, well, it doesn't matter. Transfer case is on the wrong side. But as long as the transmission works and it's 4-wheel drive, hit me up in the comments. Let me know. We'll see what we can do to work a deal out. Back to that project. That project needs work. It needs a lot of work. As you saw, there's no motor, there's no wiring, there's no radiator. The transmission in it is bad. I do have another transmission for it. I was able to acquire one. It's been sitting for way too long, and it is time to put it back together. Hence the black one, red one, black, red, whatever. Somebody rattle canned it black. So this one's parts. I have the 90 front end on it. I'm probably just going to use the radiator support because both of those fenders on that one are usable. So I'm probably going to reuse those fenders. I'm going to reuse as many parts as I can. What I can't, I won't. We'll figure out if we're going to get new or used. Rocker panels, I'm probably going to buy new rocker panels. Rear quarters, I got plans for the rear quarters. We'll see what happens. But this one is a parts rig. This one had power. This is an 85. It had power windows, power door locks, tilt, cruise. It had all the good toys in it that one does not. I plan on pulling like the air conditioning out of this one and put in that one. That's just some of the previews of things that we are going to do. This project is long-term. This project has no bank book on it. This project will get done as I can afford to buy parts for it. This project is going to be done from the heart. Hence the reason for no bank book. It may not stay leaf spring. It may not stay with this stance. It may be bigger. It definitely ain't going smaller. I drove it for a couple of years after I inherited it until the transmission went bad because somebody put automatic transmission fluid in an SM465. And if you know anything about Chevy transmissions, SM465s need gear oil, not automatic transmission fluid. Yay me. So, hence the reason for the transmission going bad. I pulled the motor and put it in another vehicle so I could continue driving it. And that's where we stand today. So the previous owner and I, that I got this from, have plans for it. The reason he bought this, the previous owner I bought it from, or got it from, can't say bought. The previous owner I inherited this vehicle from, literally inherited this vehicle from, had been hunting almost 10 years for this truck. There were some requirements for getting it. It had to be a square. It had to be a 3/4 ton. It had to be a barn door Suburban. It had to have lockouts and it had to have a 4-speed. Everything else was negotiable. Air conditioning, power windows, power seats, V8, 6-cylinder, gas, diesel, didn't matter. Had to have a 4-speed, had to have lockouts, had to be 4-wheel drive, had to have barn doors. And it had to be a Suburban. You can't get barn doors on a Blazer. Or can you? He hunted 10 years for this truck when we found it. Called me. I got it from my son. He called me while I was at work. I drove truck at the time. All excited. I finally found my truck. So I had him explain it to me. I had him send me a copy of the link. I looked it up. I told him to contact the person, make arrangements. I drove over the road at the time. I said, I'll be home on such and such a day. Make arrangements to go up and see him if it's still there and it's still available. He checked on it every day. He called the man and pestered him every day about this truck. It was almost 400 miles from where we lived at the time. I got home on a Friday night. Saturday morning at 6 a.m. we got up and we drove up to go see this. Took us 5 hours to get there. Looked it over, made a deal, tickled to death. He drove it home. I'll tell him the story of the deal later. The smile on his face was worth everything. That was in June of 2014. Fast forward to the week before today, and I changed jobs. I come home, and we're in the junkyard looking for parts for my truck. Oddly enough, an 84 D100 four-wheel drive long bed 4-speed. I bought it cheap, drove it, runs really good, but it needed some things. It needed brake cables and stuff I wasn't willing to pay for at the parts house. So I went to the junkyard and got the parts and was lucky enough to find them. He helped me get them. While we're at the junkyard looking for parts for my D100, he's telling me about a couple of problems he was having with this. So we started looking for parts. And I asked him what he wanted to do with it. I hate name dropping, but I don't have a choice in this. So he said him and I watched Stacy David on trucks for years. Loved it until they fired Stacy. Then we were excited to find out that he started a new TV show called Gears. We started watching it. And he was in through this whole time, from trucks to Gears. Stacy David was building a truck called Sergeant Rocks. Loved that truck. My son loved the truck. He said he wanted to do something with the Suburban that was as unique as that truck was. And something that he was hoping when it was done would get the approval of Stacy David. That's when we come up with the fact of putting a diesel engine in it, trying to figure out what we could put in it, how we could put it in it. And because, diesels go, everybody loves rolling coal. So we decided that with the body problems, we were going to have to replace quarter panels, we were going to have to replace rockers, we were going to have to replace doors. The hood was screwed up big time. I threw the hood away. It had actually been broken. It broke right down the center. Don't know how that happened, but it did. That's a replacement. The hood that's on it now is a replacement hood. But I got a replacement hood for the replacement hood that has the hood ornament on it. Another one of those things that we were going to do. He wanted something unique, something different. And I told him that all the Suburban is a four-door Blazer. And he argued with me. He goes, no, you can't get barn doors on a Blazer. Blazers don't have hard tops, permanent hard tops. I said, you're right, they don't. But guess what? If you cut that right in the middle of the rear door, buy a new rear door rocker, because, hey, it needs rear door rockers. You take a Blazer and you cut it at the windshield posts, you can mate the two together and you can have a removable hardtop Suburban. Making the barn doors for it's going to be difficult, but I'm up for the challenge. He said it'll never work. Lo and behold, right beside where we were working was a Suburban on one side of me and a Blazer on the other side of me, and we started measuring. The body mounts are all in the same spot. The distance from the back of the door to the taillight lens is the same. The distance to the gas tank gas cap is the same. The height of the body is the same. The height of the wheel opening is the same. They're the same. So I don't know if I'm going to find a Blazer and merge the two that way, or if I'm going to buy the Blazer sheet metal and replace it all with Blazer sheet metal and hunt down a Blazer top. This is getting a removable hardtop with air conditioning and barn doors. And I'm going to use what parts I can. If I can use sheet metal, I'm going to. Being in Phoenix area, because in Northern California we couldn't find good sheet metal, we were going to have to use new. But being in Phoenix, I can probably find a good sheet metal. Fast forward to 7 a.m. this morning, 8 years ago. I get a knock on the door. The police tell me my son's never coming home. We made plans, and I'm going to live up to them for him because he can't. That's why this is going to be a long-term project, because it's going to be done right or it's not going to be done at all. I'm not keeping a bank book on this project. I don't care what it costs. Yeah, I could probably go buy a brand new truck for what I'm going to have in this. I don't care. Sentimental value means more to me than that. Hell, I already bought a brand new truck. I bought a 2021 Colorado. Don't like it nowhere near as well as I like this Square. Don't get me wrong, it's a good truck. It's four-wheel drive. It does what it wants to do. It goes where I want it to go. But this... This will do anything I want it to do. It will haul horses. It will haul my trailer. It will haul whatever I want to put behind it. And I'm probably going to turbocharge that 6.2. Because who doesn't like the sound of a turbo? I do. I love the sound of a turbo. That's why I have a 12-valve Cummins. Because I love listening to that damn thing whistle. There's lots of things that need done on this. The gas tank's got a hole in it. It said I got to fabricate bumpers for it. But this is going to be done right. This is going to be done long term. It's going to be done in honor of my boy. This project will be shown exclusively on any week that has October 25th in it, and any week that has May 2nd in it. May 2nd was his birthday. Those 2 weeks, this project will be shown exclusively. No matter how many weeks I've shown it in a row before, expect a video on it those 2 weeks, no matter what. And no matter how many weeks it's gone without a video, there will be some kind of video on it on those 2 weeks. Oh, yeah. When it's done, I'll show it. And trust me when I tell you, this is going to go up. This is going to be taken up and having a good paint job put on it when all the sheet metal is done, when all the body work is done. And I am not going to be afraid to take it out and scratch it and dent it, rub it up against a rock, do whatever it needs to be done. Because you know what? It's sheet metal. I can fix it. If I build it, I can fix it. And that's what he would do. And the first place I'm going to take it wheeling, when it's done, is one of his favorite places to go wheeling. Knoxville Public Lands in Lake Berryessa, California. Lots and lots of land. Expect a video from up there. Expect it on the week of May 2nd because the weather's nice up there. There's public camping up there. I can spend the night. I don't know if I'm going to go off on October 25th. It depends on my work schedule. May 2nd, that year that I have it done, that's going. This is an emotional project. There's going to be a lot of drop footage because of, yes, I know. There's going to be a lot of drop footage because of just the emotion done in this. But it'll be all right because eventually it will get done. I do appreciate all your time. I love the fact that I now have 14 subscribers to my channel. I'd have never thought it. In a week, I've got that many new subscribers just because of the mutt. I got over 50 views on it in a week. It's great. I appreciate everything you guys have done to help grow what little bit's grown, but I never thought it would grow that much in a week. I figured 1, maybe 2 people, but 10 more people in a week. That's awesome. I appreciate every one of you. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I look forward to reading your comments on this project and what you think should be done with it, or what could be done with it. You can suggest it, doesn't mean it'll happen. And if you suggest it and I haven't mentioned it yet, and it's something that me and the boy have discussed, or something that me and the boy may have liked, then yeah, I'm going to give you credit for announcing it. I hope you have a great day. And again, thank you for watching this video. I'm sorry it's so long, and I'm sorry I'm such a wimp. I love you, boy.